Hey guys, it's Michi and I'm back with another video. So I'm excited about showing you guys this particular technique. This is the single-sided tape-ins. So you guys are familiar with the double-sided tape-ins. I've showed you several videos about the double-sided tape-ins, but today I'm going to show you how to do a single-sided tape-in. So basically what a single-sided tape-in is you're using one side with the tape with the hair connected, but you're going to close it off with a piece of tape. Now this can be used for several different reasons. You can use this technique if you're dealing with a client who has fine hair and you want to match the density of their hair. You can use this technique if you want to do like double-sided tape-ins on the bottom for a lot of fullness and then gradually work your way up the head with the single-sided tape-ins just to kind of taper it out and blend it in. And you could also use this technique if you have a client who didn't bring in enough hair, or you didn't have enough hair in the color that you needed and you want to kind of like spare some of your tape-ins. So instead of using two tape-ins, you can use one tape-in with a single-sided tape on the other side, and that way you can spread your hair out throughout the head. So let's get started. So I'm going to be using the Straight Vietnamese Hair by Posh Collection, and this color mix is like a number 4 and a 27. So I have 4 packs in my hand, so 2 packs equals 1 bundle. So this is 2 bundles of hair. So we're going to try to get the 2 bundles in, but because we're doing single-sided tape-ins, it may be a little bit complicated to get 2 bundles in, but we'll see how much we can get in her head. So the tools you'll need for this install are your tape-in pliers, your tweezers, and your single-sided tapes. Okay guys, so this is what I consider an enhancement style. So again, we're adding length and density to her hair. So with enhancement styles, I always like for them to look super natural. So I'm going to leave her perimeter out. And her hair is kind of fine, so I want to make sure I leave enough out so when she pulls it up in any type of up styles, you don't see the tape ins. Your perimeter area is the most important row of tape ins when doing your install. And if you're unsure if you're leaving enough hair out, just always leave out more. It's better to be safe. Okay, so once you make your first part, you want to go through the head with your tape in, leaving the protective layer on, and just kind of check through each area of the hair to make sure you're leaving enough hair out. All right, so everything looks good. So we're gonna get started with our tape in process. So the goal is to keep it away from the edges because this is a sensitive area, and also you want to make sure when you pull the hair up that you can't see the tapes. So with a single-sided tape in, you're basically gonna lay the tape slightly away from the scalp. Then you're just gonna lift up on the hair. Whatever hair lifts up with that tape, you want to allow that to stick to the tape in. You're going to clean up the area underneath the tape and on the sides. You don't want any hair pulling from the sides. Then you're going to take your single-sided tape then you're just going to seal it closed. And that's it. That's a single-sided tape-in. So let's go. You want to make sure you're putting the tape directly on the tape in. You don't want the tape to hang off and stick to any loose hair. And depending on how long their hair is, you can leave space between the tapes. Like if I was doing the same length, I would leave some space between the tapes. But because I'm trying to add length to her hair, I'm going to put the tape ins as close as possible without them touching. See how flat it lays? If it doesn't lay flat when you try to flip it up, that's because you don't have it far enough away from the scalp. And you want to make sure you're not trying to force more hair into the tape. Just let it naturally grab what it's going to grab. If you try to put too much hair in the tape, it won't stick together. Okay, so I'm gonna make my next part pretty close because I want to put as many tape ins in her hair as possible. So I'm gonna make sure I put them close together, like around the side and back area. And then once I get to like the crown of her head, I can space them out more so there's not too many tape ins piled up in case she wants to put her hair in a ponytail. If you put too many tape ins in this area, it'll make it complicated to have a flat ponytail. And she wants a middle part, so you want to be mindful and make sure that you're asking your client what type of style they actually want to wear so you'll know how to lay the tape ins. We're doing a middle part, so I'm gonna make sure once I start working my way up to the top that I'm checking just to make sure I have enough leave out to where the tapes aren't showing where her part is. Okay, so we've completed 2 rows so far, and you can see her hair is already starting to blend with the hair, but we're gonna go ahead and continue and put the rest of the tape ins in her hair. And when we get closer to the top, I'll show you guys how you should be checking to make sure you're leaving enough leave out to cover up the tape ins. You can see her ponytail is already starting to fill in, and the tapes are laying like super flat. Okay, so if you guys will notice how I'm laying her tracks in like a horseshoe form, even from the very first set of tape ins. So this is what I mentioned in my track placement video. So in order to get that coverage that you want, like around the face area to frame that face, you have to lay your tracks or your tape ins in the direction that you want them to fall. If I were to just lay these straight across, the hair would be falling straight down and you wouldn't get that coverage in front of the face. So be sure you watch the track placement video and you'll understand the placement of your tracks much better. So guys, as I mentioned, once I start getting up closer towards the crown area, I was going to put more space between the tapes because we don't want to pack too many tape-ins in this area. That way your client will be able to have a natural ponytail. So you'll notice that I'm starting to put bigger gaps in between each tape-in. So now I'm just bricklaying the tape-ins to fill in where I put spaces on the previous tape-in row. And you want to make sure you do that so you don't have a bunch of empty spaces with no hair. So guys, this concludes our single-sided tape-in install. I used about 150 grams of tape-in here, which is equivalent to about a bundle and a half of hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Michi DeFranco, as well as follow me on IG at Michi DeFranco. See you guys in the next video.